Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Monika Aliz-Mészáros. I'm a founding member of the Union of Hungarian Women Association, and this is my great pleasure to welcome you all on behalf of the Union of Hungarian Women Association, which was founded in 2013. Today we are going to have our parallel event with the title How to Create Profitable Services for Gender Equality, including social protection, access to public services, and sustainable infrastructure. The aim of the event is to present a range of experiences in topic of the social protection system, including innovation and technological change, highlighting the importance of access to public services and sustainable infrastructure to achieve gender equality and the empowerment of all women. Also, a review of the cases from EU and non-EU countries will take place, and best practices will be shared, including challenges and opportunities. The event will be recorded and held online in English for 1.5 hours. I would like to say some housekeeping rules. Please switch off your microphone. And in case you have any questions, please write it in the chat box. We will not have time to answer immediately the incoming questions, but of course, the Union of Hungarian Women Association, as the organizer of this event, will send the questions to the relevant speaker and then send back the answer to the person who took the question. Enjoy the event, and now I would like to give the floor to the president of the Union of Hungarian Women Association, Margot Batthyány-Schmidt. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica. Good morning or good evening or good afternoon for everybody. And first of all, I would like to thank to my colleagues from the Union of Hungarian Women Association that they helped. And they are now in Budapest. So Monica and Victoria, they are in Budapest. Monica is the moderator of this event, and Victoria does the technical background for us. And here I am together, please come, Francesca, with Francesca Gironi. And with her, we are working together in the Copa-Cogeca Women's Committee. And from this year, she is the president of this committee. And the second, but not the least, I would like to thank for everybody who got our invitation, and they told yes that they would like to attend and to have to be a speaker of it. So thank you very much, and I would like to welcome Her Excellency Zsuzsanna Horváth who is the ambassador of the permanent mission of the Hungarian permanent mission of Hungary to New York. It's so that we just spoke to Monica that we don't know how the Wi-Fi will work during my speech or during my presentation. So therefore, at the beginning, I will speak to you a little bit, and then you can watch and hear my presentation, what we have already done in Budapest before I left Budapest. So we just came here for 1 week to participate on the CSW68, and this is the 7th time that we are here. Of course, that the COVID didn't help for us too, but we are here, and we would like to share our good practices and to do the network for Hungary, for the Hungarian farmers. I didn't mention till yet that the Union of Hungarian Women Association established 2013, so in this year it will be 11 years old, and the main goal was that empowering the rural women, and through the rural women empowering the rural families. Therefore, we have a very good contact, and if I can say, don't know that we have already cooperation together with the FAO, and I'm very happy that the FAO is one of our speakers today. So Yesterday was a little bit on the topic of rural women empowerment. So in the morning, we had a very nice meeting with Helena Dalli, the EU Commissioner of Gender Equality. And there I have already mentioned, and I would like to repeat it here and to highlight that what kind of problem do the rural women have to face. So the biggest one is the poverty. Then the other one is the access to control of resources, to access to finance, to access to education or digital technology, to lack of rights to own or acquire land, and at the end, the poverty, I have already mentioned it. And therefore, we are very happy to hear it yesterday in the EU delegation. And yesterday evening, we had a reception with the FAO that now it's time to work on it, that how we can not only speak about it, but what we can do, what kind of technology, what kind of method we can work with. And we as a Union of Hungarian Women Association, as an NGO, we can help implement FAOs and the EU, the CAP. The CAP is the Common Agricultural Policies, explicit goals. I think I will later tell everybody what we are doing. So I will switch off my microphone and please watch my presentation. Have a nice evening, not evening, event. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Margot. And now we are going to show you the video of the president of the Union of Hungarian Women Association as the welcoming speech.
Good morning. Good morning in New York. Good afternoon in Budapest, and good evening in Uzbekistan. So I'm very happy that you are all with us today in our parallel event during the CSW68. My name is Margot Batyányi-Schmidt. I am the president and I am one of the establisher of the NGO. This is an NGO. It was established 10 years ago in 2013 with 17 founding members. Our association undergoes constant development, which allows us to broaden our horizon. We currently reach more than 5,000 people directly and participate in around 200 events every year. We finance our programs through both national and international funds and applications. We have been formed to integrate successful national and international practices to improve the status of rural women. We believe that our mission is to create and maintain active communication channels between these women and the policymakers, chambers, state institutions, and other non-governmental organizations nationwide, as well as playing a mentoring, coordinating, and advocating role. Our main goal is to encourage Hungarian rural women to embrace their role in the family, to improve their quality of life, to protect their physical and mental health, and to inspire them to become entrepreneurs. The Union of Hungarian Women Association is extremely important to maintain long-lasting bonds with international organizations. We are a member of the COFACE Families Europe, became a member of the WEB, and we have recently applied for board membership. It is the Women Entrepreneur Platform. We have also been participating in the CSW, which makes this year seventh time for us, and we do it since 2017. Furthermore, we have actively participated in the Hopa-Kocseka Women's Committee as member of the board for several years. We also maintain a cooperation agreement with FAO. In 2020, during the COVID-19 pandemic, we created a guidebook dedicated to help the empowerment and entrepreneurship of rural women, with a focus on handcrafts as well as the support of their dependents and themselves. It's called Practical Advice for Beginner and Experienced Women Entrepreneurs in Agriculture. I will make sure to leave it in the comment section. Feel free to forward it to the ones who might need it. Moving on, we believe it's very important to have our voices heard. That's why we are very proud of our consultative status in the United Nations at ECOSOC, and we got it in 2019. At last but not least, we dedicated the 2022 to the 100th anniversary of the death of the first Hungarian female physician, Vilma Hugonai, within the framework of our cooperation with the UNESCO. The Hugonai 100, this is the commemorative year. She was the first female physician, and she was determined to heal people despite all odds, but she was only accepted to practice medicine in Hungary at the age 50. Within the framework of the Hugonai 100 commemorative year, a series of events were organized jointly with UNESCO. I have listed some of the most important ones here. Allow me to highlight some of them. We had the pleasure to feature an episode about Vilma Hugonai in the series Hungarian Women of the Hungarian television M5, which started in January. We also had the opportunity to expand our horizon and organize an international event to honor Vilma Hugonai in Paris at the UNESCO headquarters. An English language poster exhibition was open to the representatives of the Hungarian diplomatic missions. And the Hungarian National Bank has manufactured medals under the name Vilma Hugonai to mark the 175th anniversary of the birth of the first Hungarian female physician. Highlights of the 2023. Now allow me to briefly introduce our last year. We held the conference for the International Day of Women. The program is now hosted as a tradition. The Union of Hungarian Women Association organized this international conference for more than 60 participants respectively. Another program we are extremely proud of, this Talent A education and mentoring program, which we successfully completed on the 15th of June for the second time that year. I will give a more detailed introduction of the program later in my presentation. We also hosted our own CSW parallel event in 2023 as well, which was our 6th year of participating. As I have already mentioned, we became a member of the board in WEP, which allows us to reach even further regarding to empowerment of women entrepreneurs. In cooperation with the Batthyány Lajos Foundation and the UNA of Hungary, we organized the event titled Women in Diplomacy, where our ambassadors from Georgia, from Morocco, from Norway, and from Turkey had a panel discussion with Katalin Bogyai, the president of the UNA of Hungary. She was the former head of the mission to the United States in New York, from the Hungarian side. The Union of Hungarian Women was represented at the 43rd session of the European Commission on Agriculture as well. This side event offered a great opportunity to present the work of the FAO, the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. detail with the focus on gender equality and rural women in terms of access to resources, knowledge and innovation. We are very grateful to Dono Abdurazakova, the FAO Gender Equality and Social Protection Consultant, for the invitation and this wonderful opportunity. You will hear Dono during this parallel event too. And lastly, it was a true honor to have the chance to represent the innovative thinking and good practices of the Union of Hungarian Women in Hong Kong at the third Women Power Forum. Our overall goal with our events in 2023 and this year, as well as to emphasize the soft power and to spread the importance of peace, which is especially important as February marked the second year of the Ukrainian war in our neighborhood, not to forget about the Israel and Palestine war. The Union of Hungarian Women Association, focusing on the empowerment of rural women. Women are the key actors of the management of sustainability in their communities and their families. And this is what the UHW put in the focus of our work. We look at women as the key figures in helping to create a sustainable future by educating their children and their communities. They not only take responsibility in households, but on a higher social level as well. They take a huge part in managing food production, agriculture, water supplies, and forestation in most countries. What kind of problems women have to face in agriculture and social status? Access to control of resources, lack of rights to own or acquire land, the poverty. More women live in poverty than men. And the lack of access to education and decision-making processing. In the fall of 2021, we created the Talent A Education and Support Program for Women Farmers with the international agricultural company, Corteva, AgriScience, origin from the USA. The Talent A program aims to provide a wide range of professional, educational, and financial opportunities for Hungarian women farmers. Due to its huge success, we are delighted to have launched the program again for the second time in 2023, and we are aiming to launch it again this year as well. What was this program about? We announced this Talenta program on the International Earth Day. There was an online education program with the help of Zoom. It was 16 lectures. It was about creating communities, negotiations, business plan, presentation techniques, agricultural digitalization, cyber safety, food safety, investors. Its one lesson was about 2 hours. There was including the Q&A session too. And at the end, the participants, they could do a micro project. Based on this year's data, 29 people's applications were accepted. Hungary has 19 counties, but the people, they were from 15 counties. Most of them were from the east part and about the age of 30 and have 2 or 3 children. Diverse background, producing healthy products, set up a herb farm, making cheese, offer countryside tourism services, growing veggies, drying fruits, etc. Award ceremony was on the International Day of Rural Women. The first, second, and the third prize from 13 applications with the micro projects, totally up to $10,000 with support and private coaching. Here you can see some photos about the ceremony, the award ceremony. With the program bottom-up approach, we help the participants to solve smaller problems and integrate its goal and complete the solution. The bigger picture lead them to the goals they set. The first play, it was Noemi Csapóné Hernádi. She is a creator of a drop garden, which is focused on a door-to-door delivery food basket program. It is about food safety. The second It was Dora Okvatovic, the fourth-generation family business manager of the paprika manufacturer in Feist. You know the paprika, this is the red paprika. This is herbs, Hungarian herbs, and of course, we use it in the kitchen. And the third place, Reka Macek, who runs a multi-generational family farm. At the conference, we also laid emphasis on social entrepreneurship with Her Excellency Susan Kleben's case study about good practices in Brazil, including social entrepreneurship projects with the aim of tackling poverty. The good practices from Brazil provide us with helpful insight into the situation of ethnic minorities in Hungary as well. Our focus in 2024. So we just did the International Day of Women conference in Budapest and 2 other rural cities in cooperation with Focenos and Andrea Fodor from Focenos. You can hear her presentation too during this parallel event. Due to its huge success, we would like to launch the Talent Education and Mentoring Program for the first time this year. Another program we would like to continue with the Women in Diplomacy panel discussion together with Excellency Katalin Bogyai. We are also extremely grateful for our ever deepening relation with the WEP. However, one of our most pressing matters in the constant search for EU tenders and funds. Therefore, if you would like to cooperate with us or make some suggestion, please reach out to us. On the other hand, we are very happy to have another ongoing international project called Horizons Europe, which we are just about to finalize, sign, and officially launch. We have recently made a survey about the needs of entrepreneur women in agriculture in the cooperation of the Hungarian Chamber of Agriculture, which will help us in defending the areas and sectors in which women seek help the most. One of the most important parts of our mission is to share entrepreneurial experts and agricultural knowledge to help personal development and self-awareness and to improve mental health, which we all emphasize with our events. The 2025 commemorate year with UNESCO will focus on Therese Brunswick, who was a child nurse and funded the first kindergartens in Hungary 250 years ago. And here I would like only to mention another project, what we are working on. Here you can see the Copa-Cogeca. The Copa-Cogeca, it works together with the Agricultural Committee of the European Union Parliament. But, and here will be one of the speaker, Francesca Gironi, who is now the president of the Women Committee of Copa-Cogeca. And the other one is the Gaia, but the Gaia will speak later, Maria, so I don't want to have her presentation now. But here you can see the project timeline and the total support, what was it going on. So it is the first time that the UHW is participating at the very first time as project partner in a direct Brussels-funded international project called Gaia. The partnership was completed with us thanks to Copa-Cogeca, and we are the only Hungarian project partner. Here, it's not my cup of tea today. And here you can see that if you would like to see more about the Gaia project. So thank you for your kind attention, and allow me to thank you all for your kind attention, and allow me to thank you every colleagues from the Union of Hungarian Women Association, for Monica to moderate this parallel event, and to Vicky who is working with the technical background. If you see this presentation, then it means that I was not able to contact and to be in time during this parallel event, but we are now in New York. So I hope I can meet with you if somebody would like to meet me. So I am here, and I would like to raise awareness that our most important goal with our work is humanitarian aid too. We have had the advances need regarding the ongoing Ukrainian war with humanitarian aid. It is an activity we take very seriously, and we will continue it this year as well as now. There are two wars in the world which impacts us every day. An important aspect of this kind of support is also emphasizing the role of women, the establishment of inner and overall peace, as well as a soft power. I would like to take this opportunity to remind us all about the importance of the women, supporting women, and of us people staying connected, which I believe can be stated as the ultimate goal for the United Nations. Therefore, if any of you would like to meet us, I have already mentioned it, we are currently here in New York. And please join the CSW68, and I hope everybody will have very nice and fruitful conservation, not only digital and in person too, during this evening, during this CSW. I would like to show you the data where you can find us, the Union of Hungarian Women. I didn't mention it now, but it is in Hungary, in Central Europe. It is about 10 million people are living here, less than 10 million. So keep in touch, all the best, have a nice day. Bye-bye. Thank you, Vicky.
Thank you very much for the President of the Union of Hungarian Women Association, this presentation and sharing the experience and the NGO's partnership in EU projects. And now I would like to invite Her Excellency Ambassador Zsuzsanna Horváth, the permanent representative of Hungary to the United Nations in New York, United States. Thank you for joining us today in person, online. We highly appreciate your presence. The floor is yours to have the opening remarks.
First of all, let me thank you for inviting me. It's always a pleasure and a pleasure and a source of great pride for us to have Hungarian civil society represented in New York and participating actively in the CSW every year. So distinguished guests, dear partners, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to address you at this event organized by the Union of Hungarian Women Association on the occasion of this year's CSW. We highly value the work of our civil society organizations as they have specific experience, expertise, and creativity to highlight the needs of specific communities, to bring innovative solutions, and to contribute to policymaking and implementation with their best practices. Today's theme is highly relevant for the main theme of this year's CSW, which is the eradication of poverty for women and girls through financing. Today, women and girls around the world are still disproportionately affected by poverty, which is the result of long-standing gender inequalities, barriers to women's participation in the formal labor market, and their highly valuable but still often unpaid role in caring for children, the elderly, and for disabled or ill family members. Due to these dynamics, women have less time and capacity to participate in income-generating activities, and therefore earn less income, advance more slowly in their careers, and end up with significantly less pension at the end of their careers. Therefore, universal and gender-responsive social protection systems, sustainable infrastructure, and public services can make an immense difference in women's life. And women have rights to these services enshrined in the international human rights frameworks. Social protection means that women are supported during unemployment. They receive paid parental leave and financial support during and after childbirth, and that they are provided the stability necessary for them to pursue their goals in all aspects of life. Sustainable infrastructure, such as access to water and sanitation, electricity, and new technologies, is key in reducing women's time spent with domestic work, and safe transportation increases their access opportunities and provide them more choices for higher education, employment, and participation in public life. And finally, public services such as free or affordable healthcare and childcare, as well as quality education, level the playing field for women and girls and contribute to equal opportunities for those born in poverty and marginalization. Today, we are going to hear about programs and good practices in this regard. I wish you a very fruitful discussion and look forward to learning from you about these important issues. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Her Excellency, and especially that you highlighted the importance of the work of the NGOs. We are doing our best to perform in the field of related to supporting women in the rural areas. Thank you very much for joining us today. Now we would like to go for the next speaker, who also sent a video message from the Ministry of Culture and Innovation from Hungary. Mrs. Ágnes Hornung, State Secretary for Families, will talk about the importance of the family and stability as platforms of equality. Please listen.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you to today's conference, which stands as part of the UN Commission on the Status of Women. Last year, 2023, was a particularly significant year in terms of scholarly and scientific setting of our country. 2 Hungarian researchers were awarded the Nobel Prize, namely Katalin Karikó in medicine and Ferenc Krausz in physics, thus earning the world's most prestigious recognition. We were so very honored by these achievements, and perhaps this is why the other Nobel laureates have been somewhat excluded from public discourse. Nevertheless, the winner of the Nobel Prize in Economics demonstrated significant research results as well. Claudia Goldin's paper described how the position of women in the labor market has evolved throughout the last century. Her findings show the proportion of women in the work field has tripled in many countries around the world over this particular period. The Nobel Prize-winning researcher emphasizes that the role and participation of women is key to economic growth. The basic labor market expectation has become a forward-looking one of equal pay for equal work for both sexes. Despite this, gender gaps remain common in many areas of the labor market. The study also considered the impact of family formation of women's life, spanning 100 years of history. It found that women were the victims of family formation with less freedom of choice. If women choose to have family, they could neither study nor work. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a world that is not only governed by the laws of physics, but also marked by change. Through such aspects of change, governments remain responsible for responding to the needs and expectations of society. Hungary has maintained significant family-friendly efforts since 2010. Thus, further strengthening families is always at the focus of the decisions that affect our lives. For us, families serve as the symbol of historical continuity. Hope for the future of our nation rests with families. Unfortunately, Europe as a whole is suffering from a declining population. Population decline serves as a major threat to our culture, one that cannot be taken lightly. This is precisely why the government of Hungary decided to support families in 2010. We believed, and continue to maintain, that the best encouragement to have children is to create the ideal conditions for starting a family. In other words, such conditions may come to realization if we remove the obstacles that stand in the way of such efforts. To this end, we support families and those planning on having children, providing special assistance to those who have already had a baby. Hungarian family policy is characterized by more than 30 forms of support and measures that families can make use of in their day-to-day lives. We spend more and more on families every year as we believe that the future of the nation lies with our children and grandchildren. Ladies and gentlemen, women have a particularly heavy task in terms of family formation. Only women are capable of giving life. This process challenges us both physically and mentally. In addition, there are often rigid social expectations and difficulties that Nobel laureate Claudia Goldin has also expressed. In Hungary, the government's priority is to guarantee that women receive the respect and recognition they deserve in terms of family, society, as well as the labor market. We have enforced measures that provide freedom of choice to those who desire to have children in response to these issues. In Hungary, thus, women do not have to give up their career or academic interests if they wish to have children. A few of our measures are as follows. Women under 30 who have children will receive personal income tax exemption up to the average wage. 100% of existing student loan debt for mothers under 30 will be waived upon the arrival of the first child or for future mothers who either have a child during their higher education studies or within 2 years after completing them. Mothers of 4 or more children are exempt from paying personal income tax for life. Actions such as nursery care development, additional maternity leave benefits and grandparental leave benefits, as well as expanding part-time employment based on the age of the child, also support the return of mothers with young children to the labor market. In addition to the government decisions, more and more employers, as well as service providers, are recognizing the importance of family needs. Workplace childcare rooms, nurseries, as well as kindergartens are being established. Furthermore, we are able to award more and more family-friendly titles to domestic companies. Ladies and gentlemen, the question raised at today's conference is how to create profitable services in the interest of gender equality. In the field responsible for families, we believe that this can be best achieved through social understanding as well as by and through guaranteeing equal opportunities. There is still work to be done, however, we are confident on this path of success. Thank you sincerely for your presence and for contributing to this important topic. I wish you valuable thoughts and meaningful discussions throughout the course of the conference and beyond. Thank you.
Hereby, we would like to thank for the Ministry of Culture and Innovation in Hungary to provide this video message for today to this online conference, from which we understood that Hungary is not only a family-friendly country, but also the government is continuously working on guaranteeing equal opportunities, as they believe it's a key for success in the field of social protection. Thank you very much. And now we continue with another video message coming from Mária Kopp Institute for Demography and Families, Kincs, from Hungary. And the Vice President for Strategy and Coordination, Dr. Árpád Mészáros, is providing the speech related to Hungary's perspective and experiences in accelerating the achievement of gender equality and empowering all women and girls, commitment to addressing poverty and strengthening institutions along with a holistic family-friendly framework. Thank you very much.
Esteemed Chair, esteemed delegates, distinguished participants, and members of the Commission on the Status of Women. I am honored for the opportunity to address the 68th session of this important Commission, and I extend my sincere appreciation to the Hungarian Women's Union for hosting this parallel event. Sharing a devoted men's perspective also today, I wish to shed light on Hungary's perspective and experiences in accelerating the achievement of gender equality and empowering all women and girls. Our journey is marked by a commitment to addressing poverty and strengthening institutions. In Hungary, we believe that education and employment serve as the main drivers towards protection against poverty in order to raise the level of our society's cohesion. Our nation recognizes that a well-educated and economically empowered population is key to achieving lasting equal opportunities between women and men. Therefore, we have focused our efforts on ensuring that Hungarian women have increased participation rates and completion rates in tertiary education and beyond. Education, as a cornerstone of empowerment, has been a priority for Hungary. We firmly believe that educated women are empowered women capable of contributing significantly to the social, economic, and cultural fabric of our nation. Moving to the area of employment, Hungary has witnessed a noteworthy transformation over the past decade. Female employment in our country has risen from 59% in 2010 to an impressive 75.3% in 2022, exceeding the average of the European Union. This remarkable progress underscores Hungary's commitment to creating a workforce that values the participation of women at all levels. Furthermore, Hungary has the 5th lowest female unemployment rate among the 27 countries of the European Union. What is particularly heartening is the positive trend among mothers in the workforce. Over the last decade, we have seen a substantial increase in employment rates for mothers with 3 or more children, acknowledging the unique challenges they face. Furthermore, there has been a significant rise in employment for women with children under 6, reflecting our commitment to supporting mothers during the crucial early years of their children's life and providing a real option for them to balance work and family life. Perhaps most notably, employment among mothers of school-aged children is now close to 90%, a testament to Hungary's dedication to creating an enabling environment where mothers can successfully combine work and family obligations. This achievement aligns with the findings of a representative survey by the Maria Kopp Institute for Demography and Families, which revealed that 87% of Hungarians believe that mothers should be supported in the labor market and women returning to work after maternity should be assisted. The survey further highlighted that 64% of respondents acknowledge that women face more challenges in reconciling work and private life than men, emphasizing the need for policies that facilitate this delicate balance. Hungary, in alignment with these sentiments, continues to implement measures that support the workforce reintegration of women after maternity and ensure that mothers receive the necessary assistance in navigating the dual roles of career and childcare. Addressing poverty and fostering empowerment also necessitate a focus on social protection systems, innovation, and sustainable infrastructure. When talking about these issues, let me cite the one area of the social institutions and gender index of OECD Development Center entitled Restricted Access to Productive and Financial Resources. This area covers the following questions. Do women and men benefit from the same rights and opportunities in the workplace, whether in terms of maternity, paternity, and parental leave, or in terms of choosing their profession or registering a business? Do women and men have equal legal rights to open a bank account and obtain credit from a formal financial institution? I'm proud to report that Hungary has the third best access to these mentioned productive and financial resources in the European Union. Moreover, Hungary embraces innovation and technological change as tools for gender equality. By equipping women with digital skills and fostering their participation in the evolving digital economy, we are bridging gender gaps in traditionally male-dominated sectors. In 2022, women accounted for 52% of the 76 million people employed in science and technology in the European Union, with Hungary ranking above the European average as 57.1% of employees in this sector are female. In conclusion, Hungary remains committed to the conservative principles that have guided our approach to gender equality and the empowerment of women. We firmly believe that education and employment are the linchpins in this pursuit, and our experiences showcase the positive outcomes of such a focused and pragmatic approach. We therefore continue being committed to addressing poverty and strengthening institutions. I personally do believe that when building a cohesive and supporting society, these are the key elements. I would like to thank the Hungarian Women's Union and all participants for the possibility to share these insights. Thank you for your attention, and may our collective efforts pave the way for a future where women across the globe can experience the true empowerment that comes from education, employment, digital skills, and innovation, along with a holistic family-friendly framework.
Hereby, we would like to thank for Dr. Árpád Mészáros, Vice President for Strategy and Coordination of the Mária Kopp Institute for Population and Families, to give this video message, to provide this video message. And he is committed to supporting the president of the Institute and its recognized work in building international relations. And it was very good to hear that the institution is believing in providing equal opportunities as the key for success, also education and digitalization and work-life balance, to ensure this work-life balance for ladies who are the motor of the families. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to go beyond Europe and beyond the European Union, and we would like to give the floor soon to Mrs. Dono Abdurazakova, Senior Gender and Social Protection Specialist in FAO's Regional Office for Europe and Central Asia, to give a presentation with the title Investing in Women for Transformative Agri-Food Systems, FAO Experience in Europe and Central Asian Region. But before, let me say a few words about Dono. Dono is a Senior Gender Equality and Social Protection Advisor for FAO Regional Office for Europe and Central Asia. She has 30 years experience of working with the United Nations agencies, mostly United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, and Food and Agriculture Organizations of the United Nations, FAO. With expertise in social policies, gender equality, inclusion, and social protection, she has been providing policy advice and technical support to governments, civil society, and international development organizations in Central Asia, Eastern Europe, South Caucasus, and Western Balkans, as well as China and Vietnam. She also been supporting grassroots rural women living in remote areas of the region. Dono, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Monica. It's my great privilege to be here with you today, participate in this parallel event. I would like to take this opportunity to express my profound appreciation to the Union of Hungarian Women, who are so active in multiple directions, but are particularly active in providing support to women living in countryside, to rural women, those who are working in farms, who are contributing to food security. I prepared a very brief presentation. Shall I share the screen?
Yes,
Just a
please.
second, please. I am not so, okay, this one. Okay, I should. Okay, and I forgot the next step. Now, excuse me. I think I should go to slideshow here. All right. Thank you very much. Yes. Now from very interesting cases that were presented about Hungary, we will move to other parts of the region, other parts of Europe and Central Asia. It seems to me very natural because regional office of Food and Agriculture Organization is located in Hungary, in Budapest. We are hosted by the government of Hungary. And from there, we cover all Europe, all Central Asia, 54 countries, including the European Union. But we do have programs in 18 countries. In Western Balkans, in Turkey, in South Caucasus, and Eastern Europe. And the theme of CSW68 this year, investing in women, is accelerating progress. Excuse me. The theme of the CSW68 is very much correlates with the theme of the International Women's Day that we celebrated a week ago, which was about investing in women to accelerate progress. Because investing in women, especially those living in remote rural areas, is crucial for this region. And it is crucial because poverty is still significant in the region, in that areas. Pockets of poverty still continue to exist, and by implementing strategies, actions for gender equality, for women's empowerment, by closing gender gaps, we boost also global productivity, we reduce poverty, we decrease food insecurity, and create more just and sustainable agri-food systems. And social protection is just one of the tools that are used by FAO, by Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. Social protection is seen from different perspectives. It's particularly its component that is social assistance. It targets families in needs. It targets women who found themselves in low-income situation, to help them, to support them, to help them to start their own income generation activities and get access to decent jobs, get access to sustainable livelihoods. It's important for me, before I move forward, to mention a flagship report that was released by FAO last year, the status of women in agri-food systems. This report is available in all UN official languages on the FAO headquarters website, and it is important because it's one in more than 10 years profound overview of the progress that was made, a review of lessons learned, and research, collection of data and evidence that support that report, that they showed us that still women continue to be overburdened by domestic and care work. In rural areas, it's a big issue. It limits their opportunities to engage in gainful economic activities. In Europe and Central Asia, rural women work on average twice as much compared to urban women or compared to rural men. And despite that, gaps, for example, in digitalization are slowly closing. Still, gaps in access to economic resources, access to assets, which include land, water, technology, services, finance, opportunities for education and training, as they continue to exist. It is also not only that, it is also ability to make choices and exercise them for an individual. For women, it is very important because in agri-food system, empowerment involves all this. It involves also the need to address discriminatory social norms and policies that hinder gender equality. It is important to strengthen women's participation in intra-household decision-making. Therefore, FAO recognizes that access to resources, including decision-making and economic opportunities and decent jobs, these are all very critical. And these findings show us how we can move forward. In the regional office for Europe and Central Asia, we work closely by building knowledge that is specific for the region. And in particular, the focus has been on the critical challenges in the region that affect all our work. That includes a very complex geopolitical situation, that includes impact of climate change. This includes, of course, one of the very important factors, we have to recognize it, it's inequalities, particularly gender inequalities, that affect sustainable development of agri-food systems. And in the recent studies that we released on gender mainstreaming in climate investment in the agriculture, forestry, and other land use sector in Europe and Central Asia, it's available online if you Google it. We point attention that gender has been a significant issue in almost 40% of climate finance allocation in agriculture and land use in Asia and Europe, but yet more than 1/5 of all climate finance allocations have not been assessed from a gender perspectives, and gender markets were not assigned. To rectify the situation, we very much focus on addressing, mainstreaming gender into everything what we do, into all FAO interventions.
Yeah. No video.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah. And we work on developing capacities, building knowledge, promoting awareness, social protection mechanisms, working with women at grassroots level. Here I would like to mention just a few examples that we recognized as promising or good practices in FAO's work in the region. Very briefly, because we have limited time, but I will be very happy in case you are interested to provide more details. It's a big initiative that was initiated by FAO together with the World Bank and the GIZ in Western Balkans on Women and Land initiative. It provided legal recognition and ownership rights to women, helped them gain access to productive resources so that they can more actively participate in decision-making related to land use and management. That was recognized, this project, as a success towards achieving the SDGs. And another very interesting example is vocational training and skills development in Turkey for Syrian refugee women. These trainings enhanced women's capacity to engage in income-generating activities such as sustainable farming, food processing, and agribusiness, helped them to integrate into host communities. Gender-responsive extension services, they are implemented in a number of countries, but in Azerbaijan, Georgia, and Tajikistan have been particular efforts to tailor agricultural extension services to address specific needs of women farmers and provide them knowledge, skills, whether in crop management practices, pest control strategies, or else. Promotion of women's cooperatives in Turkey. FAO supports women's cooperatives. They help women to pool resources, share knowledge, collectively market their produce. Women's cooperatives have facilitated better access to markets, fair prices for agricultural products, and on top, encouraging women's participation in decision-making bodies, cooperatives, and farmer organizations fosters their leadership skills, which is important. It helps to amplify their voices in shaping agri-food policies. Two more cases I would like to mention here to show diversity of the work that is happening in the region. It's integrating climate resilience into agricultural practices in Uzbekistan that is happening under big projects funded through Global Environmental Fund. They bring benefits to women farmers by making them familiar with the techniques in agroforestry, in conservation agriculture, in water efficient irrigation, which help to enhance productivity and adaptability. That's all ongoing work. And last but not least, value chain development in Albania, where through business incubators, support provided to women entrepreneurs along the value chains by connecting with the producers, processors, and markets to improve women's income, increase women's income, and improve their access to markets. So basically, that shows in some that successful interventions, they usually focus on education and training and lead to improve the women's work productivity. They also address care burdens, enhance access to technology and resources. And land tenure security is particularly important in this regards. By these highlights, we don't exhaust the list of FAO success stories, but by investing in these programs, we can create so much needed change on the ground and build more inclusive and sustainable agri-food systems. What is the call of action that comes from our work on the ground? Investing in women and girls not only makes economic sense, but accelerates progress for millions of people. The famous report that I referred to already states that closing gender gaps in farm productivity and wages within agri-food systems could boost the global domestic product by 1%, which is nearly $1 trillion US, and can lead to 45 million more people being food secure. These interventions must be, first of all, intentional. They should, focus on empowerment. And by doing so, we increase incomes for additional 58 million people and resilience for 235 million people. In the process of our work, we also generated some lessons learned and policy highlights. I hope this PowerPoint, if of interest, can be shared with you. I just quickly mention some of them that we identified and we use at our work, that it is important not only to promote gender equality, but address gender from transformative perspective, engage gender transformative approach, which means address the root causes of gender inequalities. They are often cost effective and can change discriminatory norms at local level. Closing gaps in land tenure is very important because it has benefits on a multiple range of areas, on employment, on access to services, on food security, even on gender-based violence. Access to formal childcare is very important, and I was pleased to hear it from previous presentations that we are related to promotion of work and family life balance in Hungary. We also found it necessary, even in remote areas of the region, because they bring large positive impact on women's employment and can be the returns in agri-food systems. Group-based approaches like women's cooperatives are very important to increase women's solidarity and empowerment. And finally, social protection measures. I didn't bring here because it was very difficult for me to copy the photo, but in FAO regional office, we recently produced 2 reports. One is an overview of social protection practices in the region of Europe and Central Asia. It is available online. And additionally, we have a policy brief on social protection. I will be sharing in the chat box hyperlinks to these 2 knowledge products that were produced for this region. So empowering women in agri-food system isn't just about economics. It reinforces resilience to climate change, pandemics, and all other challenges. So we continue working towards more equitable and sustainable future. And I would like to thank Union of Hungarian Women to be so persistent in this direction and convening this panel. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Dono, and also thanks for sharing the information on the free online documentations and the various examples from the Western Balkans to Uzbekistan, also to learn the lessons and to show us that there is a call to action. Hopefully it will be followed by exact steps to support ladies in the rural areas. Now we would go further, and I would like to ask Mrs. Francesca Gironi from who is the member of the Women Committee at the World Farmers Organization, Italy, WFO, and also the Copa-Cogeca member, to tell us about the challenges facing women farmers around the world, the pivotal role of social protection systems. This is the title of the speech. Please, Francesca, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Monica. I would like to extend my gratitude, first of all, to the Union of Hungarian Women for inviting me today, and also my greetings is for the distinguished authorities and participants present today. So, women play a vital role in the agricultural sector and contribute indispensably to rural communities across the globe. Being part of the Women Committee at the World Farmers Organization, I have had the opportunity to learn about various challenges shared by women farmers globally. Recognizing the Women Committee's role in exchanging experiences, promoting best practices, and advocating for women's rights, it serves as an example of strengthening women's engagement. This is crucial to provide women farmers with opportunity to represent and advocate for their unique needs and interests. Women farmers encounter challenges such as unequal access to information, unequal access to finance services, inputs and technologies, along with disparities in participation, leadership, and decision-making. And also, we know that access to land in many countries in the world is still nowadays forbidden for women. For example, some countries of North Africa and Near East. Moreover, women are disproportionately vulnerable to global challenges like conflicts, climate change, and food insecurity, primarily due to their dependence on scarce and threatened natural resources. Agriculture, with its dependence on multifaceted nature, plays a pivotal role, not only in addressing food insecurity and climate change, but also serves for as a catalyst for social and economic development in rural communities. So what can institutions do? In my opinion, government can support women farmers by adopting policies which contribute to achieving women's empowerment and safeguard their rights and opportunities, ensuring equal access to services such as extension services, healthcare, and microcredit, as well as essential resources like land and technology is pivotal. Innovation in agriculture should serve as a way for women to improve their production patterns and support them in the achievement of the three dimensions of sustainability: economic, social, and environmental. Furthermore, governments should invest in the implementation of social protection policies programs, including social assistance and social insurances. Social protection policies that acknowledge women's role and alleviate their burdens not only enhance resilience, but also contribute to reducing inequalities, poverty, and food insecurity, thereby fostering the sustainable development of rural areas. So yesterday I'm here in New York too, and I attended a meeting held by the Secretary General of UN, Mr. Guterres, and he highlighted here at the CSW that the foundation for a better world has been laid. And I'm happy to see that the Union of Hungarian Women built on such premises today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Francesca, and I'm very happy to hear that you believe the innovation is at utmost importance, and also you highlighted that the social protection policies cannot only enhance resilience, but contribute to other issues like to reduce the food security, for example, and to other activities fostering sustainable development in rural areas. Thank you so much for sharing your ideas with us. And now we would go further, and we would like to show you the video message coming from a Hungarian NGO who is a partner of the Union of Hungarian Women Association. Mrs. Andrea Fodor, president of Focenos from Szolnok, from the countryside of Hungary, would like to talk about the community development in the non-profit sector. So please welcome and listen her as well. Thank you.
Dear Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor that I can present our organization at the side event of the UN CSW68 session. Thanks to Mrs. Margit Batthyányi-Schmidt, the President of the Hungarian Women's Union, for the kind invitation. Thanks you for the cooperation of the Hungarian Women's Union and the Focenos. As the president of the non-profit organization for employment purposes, abbreviated as Focenos, it is my pleasure to be able to share with you projects of our organization's website. Our organization has been operating for 26 years. We have a lot of projects experience behind us. Currently, we are working in 3 divisions. The first, the Feminine Energy Circle program, is organized 2 or 3 times a year for women who want to improve their femininity, appearance, awareness, and assertive awareness. At the Lake Tisza, Hungary's second largest lake, we have a 2-day training and workshops. The second, the other branch is Újvárosi Tanoda. They provide services for elementary and secondary school students who are disadvantaged and have special educational needs or are gypsy in order to support their school's career. The third division is the Women's Lab, which is the complex project. We offer services in 3 areas: catching up, preserving traditions, and sustainability. We organize trainings in order to increase employability. We organize conferences for the sake of traditional and rural development. Also, we have several workshops. We provide knowledge and the change of building relationships at our events. We operate self-development groups and the mastermind programs for business development. We would like to connect today's event with this experience. How can profitable services be created in the interest of gender equality? We think a possible answer to this question is community building. But what do we mean by that? There are 3 simple ways to answer this question: in ensuring social network and rural development and sustainability. The first, we provide social safety net, which suggests a supportive and helpful community. A community whose members really know each other and support each other's work. Women's Lab is exactly such a kind of a community. It's made up of about 15 or 20 female entrepreneurs, but we have professional relations with nearly 100 organizations. We are very pleased that from March 2024, Focenos has become the coordinators of Jász Nagykunszolnok counties of the women's section of the Hungarian National Association of Entrepreneurs. We committed to able to multiple projects and services. This is the female community in which our entrepreneurs can develop and take social responsibility for those struggling these disadvantages. All the 2 programs also provide safety net. Family Energy Circle programs provides a social safety net for women who need to develop their self-awareness in order to experience femininity. In the classic sense, the Újvárosi Tanoda provides a social safety net. After all, we can provide disadvantaged children with a family-friendly career guidance service that replace socialization functions and support school careers. For a long time, its financing was realized from domestic and EU grants, but now it's open from the state budget. The second, or other community development services, is rural development. We think these 2 concepts go hand in hand. The joint project that serve the development of the countryside, the cultivation of rural values and traditions, and the well-being of rural people. Rural development is also a very complex activity. We, the women of the region, consider it important to widely support local products and there raise awareness of the potential in agriculture, and we cherish the craft values and traditions, and with training programs we aim to bridge the integration processes. The third pillar of humanity development for us in environmental sustainability. Women play a very important role in this. It is necessary to start this the family nest because the global education and environmental education are tools without which a conscious generation cannot grow up. The green working. The green working, the first office in Szolnok, was created and operated by Anikó Fekete, the professional manager of Oceanos. This is the place that provides space for cooperation between organizations, building relationships and thinking together. It provides an opportunity for local businesses to introduce themselves. And in addition to all this, it provides good solutions for our partner organizations to create more sustainable. That's why we decide to send you our video message from here. Since 1997, the non-profit organization for employment purposes has been doing a lot of equal opportunity groups, and such as catching up with the disadvantaged children and rehabilitating people with disabilities, increasing employability, and creating equality between the sexes. We achieve all of this through local, city, country and national projects. It gives me pleasure that we can work with such outstanding female business managers who are recognized professionals in their profession. There are so precious people. Yes, and perhaps this is the most important, because with such a team you can develop a community we dream of. Thank you for your attention. As the president of Oceanos and on behalf of the members, I wish you further present committee discussion.
Thank you very much for Andrea, and also for the Oceanos to provide us this comprehensive information as best practices from the countryside of Hungary. And it may show you that the specific NGOs cooperation can strengthen each other in various topics. And now we would go beyond again Hungary, and I would like to invite Dr. Maria Simeonidou Sideris, EU Projects Coordinator from Greece, to share with us the Granting Access to Employment and Entrepreneurship in Agriculture for Women project information. As it was already said by our president, Margó Batthyányi-Schmidt, we are the only Hungarian project partner in the project. Maria is a project partner from Greece, and Maria is a PhD in agronomist, and in 2022 May, she was shortlisted amongst the 3 candidates for the position of the president of the Greek Payment Authority of Common Agricultural Policy, CAP aid schemes. Please, Maria, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. Initially, first of all, I would like to thank the Union of Hungarian Women for inviting me on the parallel session of the 68th Commission of the Status of Women. After what I've heard today so far, I stress out how important it is to have international meetings, as countries and policies are different, but problems and challenges for women are similar or even the same at global level. I will just share my screen, if I may. Can you see my screen now?
Perfect, yes.
Okay, excellent. So, as you already said, I'm a EU projects coordinator for the Heraklion Chamber. I'm an agronomist and I'm also a certified agricultural consultant as per the new requirements of the new CAP. I'm going to present a few things and development about YEA project. So YEA is a forward-looking project aiming at inspiring, mentoring, nurturing, empowering, and training women to succeed as entrepreneurs with a digital and innovative mindset while protecting the environment and generating sustainable growth and employment across EU's rural areas. Now, why did we start working with the project YEA? It was an initial idea 3 years ago, and almost 2 years ago, we were given the funding to implement the project. Entrepreneurship represents a source of untapped potential across European countries with low levels of population having their own established enterprises. Women are lacking entrepreneurial opportunities when compared to men, even though they represent the majority of EU citizens. This is particularly prevalent in traditionally male-oriented sectors, such as agriculture, which is sometimes related to the stereotypical expectation of women. Women are disengaged from the agricultural sector as a source of employment. In the European Union, they represent 30% only of agricultural labor force, and they are also relatively absent from farm management roles. Usually it's the men who are the decision makers or the ones who are managing the businesses in agricultural sector. The limited participation in agricultural sector is due to limited access to finance, limited land ownership, limited technology awareness, and limited market information, as also previous speakers have already pointed out. Agripreneurship, on the other hand, offers significant potential for economic growth and substantial development in rural areas of Europe, and women's participation in the sector is crucial for the achievement of these goals. The EU gender equality strategy has come into place to tackle gender stereotypes, improve gender balance, and empower women to thrive as entrepreneurs. The EU has already implemented initiatives to enhance women's participation in the agricultural sector. However, more effort is needed to address the obstacles that women face and ensure that they have equal opportunities to succeed in the agricultural sector. The objectives of our project YEA are to empower women from rural areas on their skills, knowledge, values, and attitudes, so that they pursue opportunities to become innovative and entrepreneurs and generate sustainable growth and employment in agriculture. To improve conditions, personal and social mindsets in order to strengthen resilience, boost innovation, enhance digitalization, and achieve more responsive, cohesive, and future-proof rural communities. To promote new professional pathways and tailored career counselor for women in rural areas, to build an alliance of organizations that will be able to advocate policies concerning the role of women in the agricultural sector, to enhance the cooperation between sectors to foster adoption of common European competences frameworks and instruments such as European skills, competencies, and occupations, as known as ESCO, that increase transparency, transferability, and recognition of skills. Our consortium consists of 13 partners from 11 European countries, some of which are higher education institutes, vet providers, chambers, European national social partners, digital tech experts, and SMEs. So 2 years in the making, what we have achieved so far. So far, we have produced the training need mapping report. What is this report? It's a comprehensive report of the training needs analysis for women that includes identification of the target group's characteristics, their learning preferences, training and support needs, knowledge and skills deficits, and business profiles and competencies. This report was based on quantitative and qualitative data and information collected by literature review, desk research, online surveys, interviews, study of existing occupations and qualifications according to ESCO, and interpretations of the Entrecomp and the Digicomp in the European Union. This report represents the gaps to be surpassed in order to achieve the desired skills and competences for women, agripreneurs, and especially for women that are needs and migrant women. Based on the year report, the needs gaps identified for women in the agricultural sector were, amongst others, knowledge about the different types of agribusiness, identification of opportunities, development and assessment of ideas, design thinking, business planning and development, knowledge on how to initiate new business, risk planning, making financial decisions, developing networks, clusters and alliances, communication skills, active listening and other soft skills, information technology, marketing, EU-funded projects. Based on this report, training program and educational material for YEA project was developed. Our YEA training program structure includes 4 curricula. 1 curriculum for women in higher education, 1 curriculum at women at vet level, for training them to start their own businesses or pursue a career in the agricultural sector. 1 curriculum for the upskilling of vet trainers and career counselors, and 1 curriculum for the in the form of micro-credentials for agribusiness knowledge angels, for professionals in business consulting and agronomists. We also have prepared training and assessment methodology for all our curricula and suggestions for the validation and accreditation of all the proposed training programs. Our YEA training materials at higher education and vet level are already uploaded on our website. They include 10 modules each, and our professionals training material has 11 modules, and all of these are freely available on our website. In addition, our YEA short handbook has been developed for vet trainers and other professionals that are helping women, agripreneurs, and migrants, and include 3 sections focusing on gender-related problems in agribusiness, on the needs and characteristics of women needs and migrants, and also on gender-responsive and gender-inclusive training methods, diversity management, and intercultural communication. And finally, coming soon from us, our next steps are to develop the innovative mobile application for skills profiling, helping young female agripreneurs to create a valid skills profile according to ESCO skills categorization. And also that we are developing a digital platform, which will be a source of knowledge, a source of networking facilitation, a workshop provider, a source of webinars, and an exchange of good practice. Our deliverables have been designed through the Erasmus EU funding program, but we believe that can be applicable globally if there is an updated need mapping report with data from other countries. All material produced is translated in 11 languages, giving in that way access to free training services for many women from rural areas in order to empower them to gain skills, knowledge, and pursue entrepreneurial and innovative opportunities and generate sustainable growth and employment in agriculture, agri-food, and agritourism. Thank you very much for your attention. Once again, thanks again to the Union of Hungarian Women, and these are our contact details and the website of our project.
Thank you very much, Maria. And as you said, the free mobile application and the digital platform will be very, very useful for ladies in the rural areas, and the 11 languages materials, including English, can be used basically by all countries, and hopefully many partners will use this and share the information with ladies in the rural areas who are unemployed or who would like to become entrepreneurs. Thank you very much. Now we would go back a bit again to Hungary, and the last speaker today is going to be Csenge Offenbacher, former youth delegate of Hungary to the United Nations, and she will talk about the perspective of youth on women around the globe. Csenge, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much for the invitation to the Union of Hungarian Women. It's a true pleasure to be here. It has been wonderful to hear from so many experts so far. I know that my perspective and experience is a little bit different. As Monica mentioned, that I was the youth delegate of Hungary to the United Nations in 2023. And during my mandate, I was very intrigued and very focused on women and girls coming from rural areas, and I took the opportunity as youth delegate to tour the country, so Hungary, to be able to receive feedback about living in a rural area as a young girl or woman. And overall, the general perspective and general feedback was that political participation is key in order to be able to reach diversity and gender equality. And also it is considered a very powerful asset and tool to build inclusive social networks, which are also inclusive towards young people, especially young women living in rural areas. Better infrastructure is key. In Hungary, there, especially in the northern and eastern parts, infrastructure is a little bit behind, and healthcare developing and school system development would also be an asset to be able to empower women and girls coming from rural areas. Healthcare development is crucial because it should be and must be part of a stable network of social services. Education about social safety nets is very important as young people, and this is not just about Hungary, but it's an overall perception around the globe that they do not always know where to turn when they need it, and education would be key about social safety nets. So, and not just for young people, but also for all ages. But it tends to be the experience that young people do not really know about their options and are not really sure where to reach out to when they need some kind of social support or they want to use the safety net. And thank you so much. So it has been just a short summary of my experiences so far. And thank you again for the invitation.
Thank you very much, Csenge. It is our pleasure to welcome you again on this online event, especially because Csenge is supporting the Union of Hungarian Women Association almost on a daily basis now. So she's our colleague, I would say. And now we come to the program's last phase to summarize what we heard, and before I make all the information in a nutshell and share it with you what we have heard, I would like to specifically thanks for all the distinguished guests, speakers, participants to join us today. It was our pleasure to welcome you all. And a special thanks is going to Her Excellency Ambassador Zsuzsanna Horváth to give the speech and to stay with us until the end of the program. And also all the speakers who could join online, and also for those speakers who send the video message and took their time to prepare it. as it was said, the Union of Hungarian Women Association is basically providing this type of online events, parallel events at the CSW since 2017. So hopefully next year we will see each other. We do our best to organize an offline event in 2025. Hopefully you will be able to join us in New York, in the United States. And the aim of today was to present a range of experiences in topic of the social protection systems, including innovation and technological change. We heard stories and best practices, case studies, both in Hungary and in abroad, from EU and non-EU countries. We heard the presentation of the president of the Union of Hungarian Women Association, who shared her experience in social protection programs. And also she offered the NGO partnership in various activities for the future for institutions. And hereby, I would like to highlight that the NGO is reaching 1 million households, family per year. So it shows that we are working hard on supporting women in the rural areas. After the president of the UHW, we heard Her Excellency Ambassador Zsuzsanna Horváth, who was highlighting the importance of the work of NGOs and also the importance of the infrastructure and accessibility of public services to provide specific support to ladies in the countryside. After that, we saw and we watched the video of the Ministry of Culture and Innovation and Mrs. Agnes Hornung, State Secretary for Families, was talking about the importance of the families, that they are in the heart of the services in Hungary, in the social protection systems, and that what kind of innovations are available in Hungary to protect families. And she highlighted also that the government is continuously working on guaranteeing equal opportunities to have the family-friendly country. After that, we watched a video message from the Mária Kopp Institute for Demography and Families, Hungary. Dr. Árpád Mészáros, Vice President for Strategy and Coordination, was providing information about what they believe is key of the success related to gender equality. And he highlighted the work-life balance, which should be protected and supported, and also the utmost importance of the education and digitalization. Mrs. Dono Abdurazakova, Senior Gender and Social Protection Specialist in FAO's Regional Office for Europe and Central Asia, was providing a very comprehensive information about examples coming from different countries and different regions. We heard best practices from Western Balkan countries, from Uzbekistan as well. And she shared the information in the chat box about the online free documentations, which can be useful for ladies in the rural areas and supporting institutions as well. We heard lessons learned and call to action, detailed information. Mrs. Francesca Gironi, member of the Women Committee at the World Farmers Organizations and Copa-Cogeca member, was talking about that the innovation is a very important element of the success in order to support ladies in the rural areas and in social protection mechanism. And also she highlighted that the social protection policies cannot only enhance resilience, but also contribute to reduce, for example, food insecurity, and also activities fostering sustainable development in the rural areas. After that, Mrs. Andrea Fodor, president of the Focenos from the countryside of Hungary, from a very important NGO, was talking about their best practices and how they provide opportunities by involving local businesses to support ladies in various topics like gender equality. And then Dr. Maria Simeonidou, CIDERIS EU Projects Coordinator, was sharing information, valuable information about the Granting Access to Employment and Entrepreneurship in Agriculture for Women project. And hopefully many ladies will be able to use the free materials, free online digital platform, mobile app, and will be able to learn a lot from the materials which will be available in 11 languages, including English. The last speaker was Csenge Offenbacher, former youth delegate of Hungary to the United Nations in 2023, was providing information from the perspective of youth on women around the globe, and she highlighted that political participation is a must, better infrastructure, healthcare support and education is in the key elements to support ladies in the countryside, and also to provide a stable social protection system, including innovation and technological change. Now, I would like to thank you again for your kind attention, and also for the speakers to join us today. Please follow us on social media. My colleague has just shared the information of our availability in the chat box, how you can reach us. In case you have any questions, please contact us, and then we are going to be sure that we send the answer back from the relevant speaker right immediately by email. And let's meet in person in New York, hopefully in 2025, to participate in the CSW69. As I have said, we would like to organize an offline parallel event next year. And as we said in the beginning of this session, the recording will be available, so you will be informed about the link, and then you can share it with colleagues and other potential ladies from the countryside. We are very happy that you were able to join for us today, and thank you for your kind attention. It was a bit longer than expected, so a special thanks for all of you to stay for 2 hours with us. Thank you, and let's continue the cooperation. And all the best from Budapest for all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All the best, Monica.
Thank you.
So the
Thank you
name
so
Thank
much.
you for everybody. See you next
Thank you.
year in New York.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.